All right, Corey. So how are you, buddy? It is Masters Week. I'm really, really excited for this. How you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm great. Just chugging along, doing the thing. So, how you been?
Good. I want to congratulate you. You're done with med school and you're going to be saving lives officially now. You're going to open your own practice. So congratulations for those of you that already knew. Corey's been grinding for a while, but he grinds even harder during Masters Week. Corey, I really, really wish that there was something that we could just chew on and talk about. I mean, if there was just a player that, you know, could grab some headlines.
Mm.
Oh, wait, we can. Okay. No more burying the lead. All right. So Tiger Woods, let's just stop fucking around, man. Like, this is actually awesome. We're gonna hear your takes in just one sec. This whole, like, the car accident, almost amputating his leg. I mean, dude, what are your thoughts on this? Like, the likelihood and the fact that he's a game time decision. There's so much to get after right now.
Boy, well, I'm really excited because for a second there, I thought you were going to say Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, Phil. Well, yeah, Phil has his own. We'll save a little bit for Phil. Little Philly boy.
No, but in all seriousness, honestly, it's incredible the fact that Tiger is healthy,
Yeah.
that he's walking. I mean, I think there was a time there
Alive?
where, yeah, alive. Yeah, first off, alive, and
Yes.
then the fact that he was able to come out of this, healthy enough to be able to walk in his own ability. The fact that he's even made it this far to consider coming back on the PGA Tour is outrageous. But it just goes to show again, like, how incredible he is, not only as an athlete but a human being. The mindset, which everyone always talks about with Tiger, that's always been the big thing for him since he was just a little kid, right? Like the will to win, the will to be the best in the world. And he's shown it again. I mean, he's out there hitting balls. He looks great. His swing looks awesome. Like, I mean, I don't think we ever thought we would have made it to this point as quickly as we have, but here we are, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean, just kind of lay it out. So it was 17 months ago. He has the gnarly car crash. We don't need to get into the details of what he was on or what he was taking. But it's super tragic. You hear about it and it's like, God, he's done. Like, he's done, right? Like, he already was dealing with, the back issues and the knee issues. He had the spinal fusion surgery already. And then we get the good news that he can walk. He's alive. He can play with his son. And then there's been a couple of these, like, exhibition tournaments he's been playing in. I guess right now, this is a gambling centric podcast. I hope he's a game. I mean, we were talking off air about, is there a deadline that he has to really meet? You kind of, I don't know if you can explain and expand on it more. Certain tournaments, you have to basically let, the officials know, I'm going to be playing by this time. Is Tiger going to really push this to a game time decision up until he's about to tee off?
Yeah, so real briefly, the way it typically works on the PGA Tour, there's alternates for the field because everyone's trying to get into these tournaments, right? So if someone withdraws or WDs before the tournament, the next alternate will just take their spot. So you can withdraw pretty much any time in a tournament. It's nicer if guys know they're not going to make it if they withdraw before, so another person gets in than withdrawing, in the middle of the tournament.
Yeah.
Which doesn't always happen. But yeah, typically you're supposed to commit to the tournament like Friday at 5 p.m. the week before. And then obviously you commit in, and then anything can happen within that week where guys drop out or whatever and they're replaced in the field. The Masters is unique because only specific people obviously get invited. So even if people drop out, like Harris English dropped out, he had hip surgery back in February. He won't be playing. No one will be taking his spot. There's no special exemptions. There's no Monday qualifying into the Masters. I mean, this is the creme de la creme of golf tournaments. So
the Super Bowl of golf.
Exactly. So Tiger can take as long as he wants. I mean, he can wait till Wednesday night and say, yeah, I'm playing, or no, I'm not. It doesn't matter because no one's going to be replacing him. So, he has a press conference scheduled for tomorrow morning, Tuesday. I believe that's 11 a.m. Eastern time, so Augusta time. And he's slotted for, I think, a good hour and a half. I'm not sure if that includes breaks between the next guys or not, but hopefully tomorrow we get a definitive answer from him personally, coming straight from his lips, or whether he's playing or not. But listen, he's smiling. He's rocking and rolling around Augusta. You could tell he's feeling it. I think he's looks like a guy that's ready to give him hell come Thursday morning. So I'm ready to see him go out there, and I think he's playing.
Yeah, no, terrific insight. He was spotted at a practice round wearing FootJoys. I don't know how big of a deal that is, considering he's a Nike endorsed athlete. I know people at HQ for Nike were flipping out. I think there was a statement put out. We all know the terrain of Augusta itself, a lot of hills, uneven slopes. Maybe it's easier on the back. I'm not sure. I don't want to turn this into a sneakerhead podcast. But no, man, I mean, look, an hour and a half, that's a long ass time. I think essentially it's, are you going to play or not? That's what everyone wants to know. And I think that's the urgency with everyone. And it's just everything. And can you imagine, like, and again, to preface, I should have said this earlier. We are recording this on Monday, April 4th. So a couple days before everyone actually tees off at the Masters. So we're going to operate under the assumption that he's going to play. Watch him be like, nah, you know what? Thanks for the practice round. I'm good. No, I don't think he's going to do that. But God, it's going to set the internet on fire. Everyone's going to talk about it. You know, people that are there. I know people that are there, and they say that it's just a buzz around the city. Again, mentioned gambling and stuff. He's sitting at what, close to plus 5,000, so 50 to 1 in certain books. It's probably going to change within the next, few hours to days, depending obviously his decision. Can you sell me and can you sell everyone on taking some stock and throwing scratch on him to win, or is that kind of a bad idea? And who are you thinking of winning this tournament, the Masters?
Listen, it's Tiger Woods, with as many times as he's won this, and the guy that has the most experience, the most success at this golf course, if he plays. I never think, you can always find a reason to bet him, right? My issue is it's been about 17, 18 months since he's actually played in a official world golf ranking event on the PGA Tour. So that makes me a little weary to put money down on him. Obviously, the odds aren't bad. I mean, DraftKings Sportsbook has him at like 40 to 1, but you can get guys like Will Zalatoris, Adam Scott at 51, which we'll talk about later. I don't know if we've seen enough from him to put money on him to win the tournament. It's Tiger Woods. I don't think he's going to play if he doesn't think he actually has a shot to go out there and contend. I don't think that's the type of person he is. Like we're talking about his mindset and how fiery he is. He's not going to go out there if he doesn't think he can contend or at least compete out there with those guys. So if he's teeing it up on Thursday, I think you could throw, a little bit on him, but personally, that's not something that I'm willing to do. I just think there's other guys that I like better that are really hot right now, and have a great chance to win this thing.
Yeah, I don't know about if your dog agrees with that sentiment. No, I'm just no.
Sorry about that.
No, you're making a great point, man. And it's just, I think it's just so nuts to comprehend this because, like you said, in the last 17 months, it was kind of just like a fun conversation you can have at a bar or over a drink. Like, hey, will he ever win again? Is he ever going to contend? Should he just retire? He's in his 40s now, and he's focusing more on his son, who's obviously really good too. I just, man, it'll be so good. And you just think of the storylines that you can draw from it, and, obviously comebacks and everything. But hey, a lot of people, you bet at your own risk. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of like surface level golf fans that don't really give a fuck about the sport at all, except when Tiger plays, and it happens to be during the Masters. We mentioned how difficult the course is, changes in elevation and large hills and how hard it is. Also too, not to be weather forecast guy, but chances of showers from Thursday through the weekend. So kind of a big deal. It's super nice today, but tomorrow and for the next few days, it's supposed to be kind of rainy forecast. So that obviously can dictate a player's chances to compete and win. So obviously last year, Corey, what I love about this is it feels like we're back on track now. Last year you have Hideki Matsuyama win it. The year before that, you have Dustin Johnson who won it. I think it was like in November. So we were talking about like Auburn and Alabama playing each other, and somehow the Masters were on. So it feels pretty much normal. Capacity wise, people are going to go. You're going to hear and see the crowd in the gallery, on TV. I'm stoked for it, man. We're overdue, and it's been quite a long and strenuous process. With that said, can you lay out a couple other picks that you're liking? Maybe like 2 or 3 names, obviously kind of the top dogs everyone knows about. And if you can, a dark horse that longer shot odds, but you think is a pretty good bang for your buck.
Yeah, so a lot to dissect there. I think first off, as you alluded to, obviously fans are back, crowds are back, so that's
Thank
going to
God.
be huge for so that's going to be huge, especially like on Amen Corner.
Oh,
On,
yes.
on the weekend, guys are going to know where they stand. The thing that we talked about, I think last year on the podcast too, where we were talking about how we're not going to have that, so guys aren't going to really know what they need to do.
Yeah.
I think having that factor is huge, especially for a lot of guys chasing on Sunday. So with that being said, you also alluded to the weather. The weather may not be great. So anytime the weather's more wet and damp, ball doesn't fly as far, ball doesn't roll as far. So I'm always looking for guys that hit it a little bit farther. Typically I do that anyway, just because the farther you hit it off the tee, the shorter clubs you have into the green. Guys are better with shorter clubs. They can hit it closer to the hole, obviously, then you have a better chance to make some putts. So that's kind of where I'm looking. I like to do the whole betting thing, especially for majors, in tiers, right? So
Okay.
I think I was telling you this before we started the podcast off air that, last September, my dad, my brother, and I picked some guys to win. We like to do it when the season ends and kind of predict where guys will be in terms of form and things like that coming into the next year. So the 3 guys that I had picked last September to win it this April was John Rahm, Justin Thomas, and Xander Schauffele. Now I still like all of those picks, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be betting John Rahm at 9-1. Those odds are too short for me. I just don't think that the payout's worth the risk there on him. So I still like Justin Thomas. I still like Xander. But one guy that I'm kind of eyeing is Brooks Koepka. There's a couple books you can get him at closer to 20 to 1 or so. His ball striking has improved remarkably over the last couple of weeks. We're kind of starting to see him get back into form. I think he's coming back from the injury, starting to kind of gain a little bit of momentum, playing a lot better. So if we get to see the classic Brooks, the big game hunter here at Augusta, he's had some great success. He's been close before. The year Tiger won it, he was right there. People could argue Brooks had just as good of a chance to win it. So I think coming down the stretch, if he's close on Sunday, I really like him. So again, certain books you can get him probably at 20 to 1. And I just think that's a really, really good deal on Brooks. So at the top, that's someone that I'm really looking at. If we go down toward the middle, there's 2 names that really stand out. One is Will Zalatoris. The thing I love about Willie Z, I've been on him for months. He's just a good ball striker. Yeah, he was great last year as a debutante. A lot of times you don't see guys that play Augusta the first time play very well because you have to kind of know the golf course, where to miss the ball, how to work it around the course, and then of course around the greens. You got to be creative, and a lot of that comes from just course knowledge and playing there a lot. So very impressed with how well he played last year. The putting is kind of always going to be a question mark on him. But the last 2 times we've seen him play, it's gotten a little bit better. So obviously that's something in the forefront of his mind that he's working on. But I love his game tee to green. He's as good as anybody. 50 to 1 is an awesome deal on him. And then the other one mid-tier I think is great is Adam Scott. Adam Scott clearly has a lot of great course history. He won it in 2013. He was the first Australian golfer to win in 2013, the Masters. And this is a guy who's always been good tee to green. I mean, you ask anybody what's the best swing to watch on the PGA Tour, it's Adam Scott, hands down. And the one thing that's always held him back from winning more often in his career has been the putter. The good news about that is we've seen some regression back towards the mean recently. So his putting's actually been really good. His last outings, he's gaining strokes putting, which is what I love to see. So if the ball striking shows up with his course knowledge and the history of winning here in 2013, the putter shows up, I definitely think he'll be on the top of the leaderboard come Sunday. And then I'll just throw out one more name for kind of more of a long shot here. 80 to 1, Corey Connors. Corey Connors is from Canada. Corey Connors is a really good ball striker. The thing is he's another one of those guys where he's hashtag team no putt. So he's not very good at putting. But the thing is, he's kind of jammed between a couple guys that haven't been playing very well. So you got guys like Lucas Herbert, Garrick Higo, Ian Poulter. These guys all have shorter odds than Corey Connors. Corey Connors is one of 4 guys that finished top 10 in November of 2020 and then April of 2021 here at the Masters. So we saw him play really well in kind of the softer, wetter November conditions with a top 10. Then we saw him again here last year in April with a top 10 lightning fast greens. Why? I think that his ball striking just really helps him get it around this course really well. So if you're hitting fairways, you're hitting greens, all you got to do is make a few putts. And he's a guy 80 to 1 right now on DraftKings Sportsbook who I really, really like as kind of a long shot. 81 is a great number. Is he likely to win? Probably not. But again, with 2 top tens, his last 2 outings here, I'm really bullish on him for the future and this week for sure.
No, great answer, man. It's hard to top that. Brooks Koepka, frosted tips. Still, maybe that's good luck. I saw that. I saw him in person at the Waste Management, or what they call the WM Open now. That's interesting, man, because you make a good point. The last few, basically since he's won his first, what was it, U.S. Open, I think in 2017 at Erin Hills, he just shows up. Like, I mean, I don't want to sound like unprepared or anything, but that's kind of just his, like, the simple way. Some guys show up when the lights turn on, and some
Yeah.
guys just completely wilt and can't get it done.
I mean, to throw one more name out there, just because there's, it's a big week. I like to throw a lot of names out. Patrick Cantlay is a guy. If we're going to talk about ball strikers, 28-1 is a steal for Patrick Cantlay. I mean, you want to talk about great iron players? Patrick Cantlay, tee to green, is amazing, and we can see him get hot with the putter. We saw him beat Bryson DeChambeau in a playoff. I think it was like a 6-hole playoff, the BMW Championship last year. He made everything.
Yeah.
So if that guy shows up with the Patrick Cantlay tee to green game that we know and gets the putter rolling, I could see him winning it as well. For me, I don't think Colin is quite there yet, but I do think absolutely could he top 10, top 5 this, no doubt. And Dustin's always a good play. I mean, he was number 1 in the world for a reason. There's just so many good players right now that anybody could win. I just try to look at what the best odds are and the best bang for my buck that I can get.
Right now, Scotty Scheffler as well. Credits to him. 3 tournament wins in the last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Thoroughly impressive. The official world golf #1. Xander Schauffele as well. He loves to flirt with second and third place finishes. Maybe he gets it done. Yeah, just really fast. I mean, can you just rattle off those names again that you said that you're probably leaning towards throwing money on?
Yeah, I like JT and Brooks kind of more at the top, kind of the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
I like Xander again. He's at least on my list. I don't know if I'll bet him. I like him. In the middle, I'll go with Patrick Cantlay, Adam Scott, and Will Zalatoris. And then if you want more of kind of like a deep sleeper, so to speak, I'd go Corey Connors at 80-1. At least on DraftKings Sportsbook. There might be some other books where you can get him a little bit better, maybe a little bit shorter, but I think 80-1 is a great number. I would even take him at like a 60-1 or something like that. So there's like 5 or 6 names that I really like. Again, it's a major week, so typically I like to pick a few more names rather than like your regular PGA Tour event, just because it's fun. It's fun with majors, and you consistently see the biggest names on the top of the leaderboards, especially in the majors, and there's a reason for that, right? So this is what they live and die for. So I'm super excited. It's going to be a great week, and hopefully we can make some money.
Guys, if you're listening to this, tail Corey. He knows what he's doing, watches a ton, plays the game a ton. Last little fun bit to chew on, and I'll let you go. Phil Mickelson, not to make too much of this, but a couple weeks ago, we find out that he's not listed. No, but hey, Corey, man, thanks for shaving some time out of your busy schedule, saving lives. Congratulations on graduating from med school. And guys, tail Corey's picks. His handle's in this video right now. Tail the picks, get some money. Corey, hopefully Tiger plays, man. Like I said, I think it's going to be a really special weekend.
Yeah, man, it's going to be great. I'll be tuning in tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time for that press conference, and hopefully get the news we're looking for. And if so, boy, it's going to be a fun week, and the ratings are going to be through the roof this weekend. So I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
If Tiger wins, man, that's going to be awesome. All right, man. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, brother. Thanks for having me on. Take care.